Welcome to the Driver's Line. I'm Greg, and when I'm at the heavily revised 2025 Expedition at the New York International Auto Show last year, I wasn't very kind.
All new Expeditions come with a split tailgate with a massively unnecessary gloss black panel and a configurable cargo management system that transforms the rear area into a table or stadium seating for hangouts or tailgating. Inside, the Expedition comes with a large 24-inch panoramic display and a really stupid-looking steering wheel.
So Ford heard all of that and said, hey, we think our new Expedition is pretty good, so why don't you actually live with it for a week and let us know what you think? Well, final joke might be on me because my wife liked this thing a lot. So let's hop in and find out why. All right, so let's get started on our review. Like I said, this week we have the Ford Expedition Platinum with us, and a huge thanks to Ford for lending me this supersized SUV. If you like car reviews, news, and shenanigans like our European road trip special, smash that like button and subscribe for more automotive action. Now, let's see what this Expedition can do. All right, so for 2025, Ford gave the Expedition a pretty major refresh, and we've got the Platinum here with us this week. But it's not just any Platinum. This one has the Stealth Performance Package, finished in optional glacier gray with black onyx trim. It's big, bold, and anything but subtle. So when you're talking full-size SUV, the numbers matter. 209.9 inches long, 80 inches wide, 71 inches tall, all riding on a 122.5-inch wheelbase. This thing is a big beast, and it wears its size like armor. So what's actually new here for 25? The grille's sharper, more aggressive and styled in black to match our stealth theme. Our Platinum also includes signature lighting, which looks pretty cool at night. The tailgate also now features the power split gate, upper and lower sections, taking a page out of Range Rover's book and making loading and unloading and tailgating a lot easier. So power running boards are finished in black, matched with that blacked out mirror caps, and the truck looks coordinated and mean. With the Stealth Performance Package, Ford also goes all in on the visuals. We've got these very cool 22-inch magnetite painted wheels hiding red calipers, giving it a darker footprint. The black fascia is also more aggressive, and the exhaust system's tuned up with a higher flow muffler. There's this menacing, almost military look to it, like the Expedition is ready to do a covert mission right after doing the morning soccer run. Now, to be honest, some style choices leave me scratching my head just a little bit. The black panel on the tailgate just feels way too heavy visually. Why isn't it body colored? Or at least having an option to make it body colored, right? And the exhaust outlet works just fine, but when you have a performance package, give me something a little bit more visually interesting. A little extra drama would not hurt. GM even puts quad tips on the 5.3 liter Tahoe, making about 100 fewer horsepower, so why can't we give it something a little bit more special here, Ford? Come on. So on the lighting front, it's elegant. We've got full LED tails now with sharper styling, paired with our Tester's glacier gray paint and stealth accessories. It's less showy than some other SUVs, but definitely more refined than your typical family hauler. So yeah, the 2025 Expedition Platinum with the Stealth Performance Pack is definitely a monster in size, but it's a stealthy one. It's got presence, it's got strength, and with all the blacked out touches, it's not just another chrome tank. For a family hauler that can flex a little, it's definitely one of my favorites. Sliding inside the 2025 Expedition, the refresh really shows up front. The dash now features an expansive 24-inch panoramic digital display that stretches across the driver's view, kind of acting like a little bit like a heads-up display, which is really cool. But it's also paired with a 13.2-inch touchscreen for the tri-zone climate and infotainment controls. So yeah, it's big, it's bold, and it's modern. Up here in the front row, you get 43.9 inches of legroom and 42 inches of headroom, so even the tallest drivers won't feel squeezed. It's classic Expedition spaciousness, big, airy, with this panoramic moonroof, and definitely road trip friendly. Ford also built the tech in here on their Google-based Ford Digital Experience, so you get Google built in, cloud connected, the ability to download and use your favorite apps and over-the-air updates as part of the connectivity stack. The Ford connectivity package is also free for the first year and adds streaming as well as a Wi-Fi hotspot. comfort here in the Platinum is also dialed in. We've got 10-way power leather seats with heating and ventilation, a roomy center console with that trick power sliding flex console, and a cabin that suddenly feels a lot more like a tech lounge rather than a family truckster. Blue Cruise highway driving is also available too, very handy on those long interstate hauls on mapped roads with improved one-touch activation. All right, so now for that style note that you knew was coming. I still don't like the Squircle. Look, it's functional, and I know Ford did it to avoid obscuring that cool panoramic display, but come on, it just looks ridiculous in here. Same goes for the stacked screens, right? So it's great hardware, great user experience, but the displays feel a bit tacked on rather than seamlessly integrated into a single flowing cockpit design. It reads a touch lazy and, you know, just out of place next to all of that technological muscle. So all that said, we've got huge modern displays, we've got Google services built in, Blue Cruise, and a seriously comfy front row, making the Expedition's cabin feel a lot more like a leap into 2025 instead of a step, even if the execution could use just a touch more design bravado. So let's go ahead and pull off so I can take you guys on a tour of the second and third row. Now actually talk about where your family lives. Here in the second and third rows of this big boy. Here in the second row, you get about 41 inches of legroom, so passengers aren't cramped. These captain chairs are also so much more comfortable than what you find in competitors like the Tahoe and the Sequoia. Behind me in the third row, passengers still get 37 inches of legroom, which means even adults can survive back there without losing their will to live. For cargo, you're spoiled. Behind the third row, there's 22.9 cubic feet. Fold that down, you get 69.9 cubes behind the second row. Drop the second row, and there's a massive 104.6 cubic feet. As for amenities back here, the Platinum doesn't skimp. You get your own climate zone, the comfy leather thrones, and tons of space and charging points. With that split gate and the cargo flexibility, this SUV can haul both family and stuff without breaking a sweat. Now, let's get it back out on the road and see if it can haul some ass too. All right, now that we are back out on the road, it's time to see what this beast really does, and it's a lot. Under the hood of our Expedition with the Stealth Performance Pack, we've got Ford's high output 3.5 liter EcoBoost twin turbo V6 rated at 440 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. It all goes through that 10-speed select shift auto, and the Stealth package tacks on 275 section width tires on those stylish 22-inch wheels, giving it both grip and a lot of attitude. So yeah, this full-size 3-row SUV moves 0 to 60 takes only just over 5 seconds, and the quarter mile zooms by in less than 14 seconds at about 100 miles an hour. That's SUV on a serious mission territory, folks, and hits harder than a lot of crossovers as well. On the road, the ride walks a clever line between luxury and get-it-done toughness. The Expedition uses a fully boxed frame, independent rear suspension, and adaptive suspension with continuously controlled damping on our Stealth package. So even with the big 22s, the ride stays comfy and body roll is definitely controlled. Steering is weighty and confident, but rather numb right on center, though you probably don't want your, 5,600 pound SUV feeling really darty on the road either. As for efficiency, full-size performance definitely doesn't come cheap. She's a thirsty girl, and we saw about 16 miles per gallon in our testing, while EPA ratings are about 15 city and 22 miles per gallon on the highway, so you're definitely not buying this for efficiency, but you're getting a ton of flexibility, space, and capability as well. And part of that capability comes in this thing being an absolute workhorse. It can tow up to 9,300 pounds with the Max trailing package, and with Ford's really cool Pro Trailer Backup Assist, hitching a trailer doesn't feel like a high-stakes geometry exam. It's even smart enough to know when a ball is attached. This thing has the hardware to back up the hype. So let's find a spot to pull off and talk about some final thoughts. All right, so at $83,965 as tested, this Expedition Platinum Stealth Performance Package definitely plays in the luxury pool, and honestly, most of the time it swims just fine. It looks fantastic aside from this awkward black rear panel, and the Stealth kit does really bring the attitude. I love clever touches like the exterior zone lighting and the split rear tailgate with the party table and this comfy bench. And the performance paired with the quiet, comfy ride and Blue Cruise means it eats up those highway miles. But the steering is numb dumb on center, it's really thirsty, the Squircle steering wheel is still dumb, and there are just too many basic tasks that live on the screen, even if the Google Assistant does help mask the pain. At the end of the day, the Expedition still nails what matters most. Huge capability wrapped in genuine everyday comfort, and despite a few shortcomings, it might end up finding a home in my garage. Until then, I'm gonna relax. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us on The Driver's Line. Hit that like button to subscribe for more car reviews, specials, and podcasts.
A special shout out to our partner Drive Shop for fleet management, keeping us fueled up and on the road, enabling us to keep bringing great content to you.